as you saw, not very successful startup, had some problems. I have had the bike running. We have gone through a few carby changes, but it's not running right. And unfortunately, I think I've got a crankcase seal leak somewhere. So what ended up happening, we had a bit of a runaway engine scenario where it just leaned itself out. So really disappointing. So I'm walking away from the bike for a couple of days because the engine will have to come out. It's not right. In a nutshell, it's not right. So I'll have to do a bit more investigation and see how it goes. So back into some production work for Oz Bantams, and I'll show you what we're actually up to. So right here is my trusty old Ward lathe. So what our production run is at the moment for Oz Bantams is the footrest rod bar for the D1s and D3s. So they have spaces that go over the footrest rod, and that one's not deburred yet. I've only just started doing the long ones. So you've got the boss in the frame there, then you've got the equal spaces on the other side. But one of the inside ones on the right hand side has to have a flat on it. So Justin's currently machining the flat on these at the moment. We've got all the small ones done, and I've just set up to machine the longer spacer. So I'll run you through how this old girl works. Background on this machine, it was, believe it or not, was actually given to me by a customer. He'd bought a forklift and some other engineering equipment at an auction. This was in it. He was going to ditch it for scrap and asked me if I wanted it. I said, you bet I want it. So a single to three phase converter on it, which gives me variable speed, and this machine allows us to make so many parts that are just not available through anyone else. If you go onto Oz Bantam's website, you'll see how much stuff that we've got that no one else can supply. So I'll give you a run through. Alright, so this is what position the machine's in once we've finished making an item. So to start off again, this is the collet chuck. We just push it to the stop. That's how far out we want it to go. Centre drill and normal drill. So we just keep drilling that all the way through. We're drilling 4 inches is the length of the item that we're doing. Okay, so we're finishing off our half-inch hole up the middle, chamfer, a bit of a plunge cut with the parting off tool, and that just takes a bit of a load off the chamfering tool to chamfer the outside diameter on this side. That's on the stop, hits the stop, back into the parting off tool. It off, and we're done. So half-inch hole, 4 inches long. So from start to finish, you're looking roughly 4 minutes, and that's how we do it on a 100-year-old machine. Great piece of kit. So here's Justin on the milling machine, just milling the flat on the spacer that goes on the right hand side to clear your exhaust pipe. So that's a 3-tip tooth cemented carbide cutter. You'll see down here we've got the stop set on the machine for depth. Up there I've written on how far overhang we've got out, and so we can just keep repetitiously punching those out. So obviously half those, that's the 3-inch spacer, half of those I've got to have this flat milled on it. Okay, so our production run's done there. We've done enough, so time to put them together. Justin's over there on the mill just milling up some V-blocks to true up the crank on my Harley. So we're getting a bit done. And there you have the finished assembly. So we've got our spacers, our cutout there for the exhaust pipe, so it clears the foot peg. Space on the other side, nuts on there. What this assembly is missing, and it won't be sent out, we need spring washers, and I haven't got spring washers, so when we put these all together, I'll have to go into when I go into town, I'll buy a box of spring washers. But that's basically it. So if you're looking at a complete time to machine the 2 threads on the center bar, machine each of those, you're probably looking at something like 20 minutes all up machining time for one assembly. So we've just punched out a 2-year supply of those, so that's really good. Up here on the bench, I'll just move the camera around, is tomorrow's job. Another customer engine in. We've just got that sitting up there running out of oil. If you could have called it that was in there. It was more like a petroleum syrup. Bloody disgraceful. But anyway, we'll get that apart tomorrow, and we'll start prepping that out for a rebuild. So pardon the noise behind me. I've got to keep Justin on the job. So as I said before, he's machining up some V-blocks so I can true up the crank from the Harley Davidson. We have just passed 300 subscribers, and to each and every individual one of you, thank you very much. It really does make it worthwhile. And for those that have been viewing for a long time, thanks very much. All the comments that people have commented, positive comments, it's great. So I hope you actually enjoyed what we're doing. Next video will be hopefully back onto that race bike and see if I can get that sorted, but there's, you know, work sometimes intervenes into play, for want of a better word. So I hope you enjoyed this short video, and if you haven't subscribed and you like it, hit subscribe. Thanks very much. We'll see you later.